Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Press Talk Sports live on the road. We're here at Pittsburg football camp, the great Pittsburgh football camp. I'm joined by head coach Charlie Ramirez. Thank you so much for allowing me to walk on because what is scheduling. How you doing?
Good. Really excited for the season.
How's camp been for you guys so far?
Camp's been good. I mean, we, coming off a team that we lost, 40 seniors. Mm-hmm. So there's, what we like to say though, and going along with that is, we don't rebuild, we just reload and trying to have the kids have that mentality. And, it's a next guy up situation, and they've responded well so far.
Talk about that sense, losing 40 seniors. That's. I mean, a lot of teams lose 20, 25 around that. I mean, you're losing pretty much close 2/3 of the roster. I mean, talk about just that sense of reloading and having the young guys, not having to let the younger guys kind of step up and really continue. I know I'll get to more of this later, but really continuing what you guys have kind of built here. Yeah,
no, it definitely is a test of the culture, for sure. And, all you could do is just try to, as a staff, is, just maintain consistency. And that consistency starts in the weight room. It starts January, February, or basically, through the springtime. And, as long as we're sticking to that, we'll be fine. We have stuck to that. We haven't tried to waver because at the end of the day, you got to maintain consistency. And it starts at the top.
I want to ask, as far as like reloading the roster, a new core, right? When you think about the last couple of years, it was Marley, it was Jamar, it was Julius Wells, Pritchard. Talk about these new guys stepping up.
Well, like having guys like senior vets, elite guys like R.J. Mosley, like Truly Bell, Kenny Ward, and then the other seniors we have that, Feta, J. Tofayono, I mean, he's, almost step for step with Juju Walls last year as far as making plays in the backfield. I mean, he's a playmaking defender, so having him back is huge. Then you have guys that are waiting to break out, if you will, in Marcelo Mesqua and Xavier Fatu. So the guys are there. And then, we have had a couple guys that transferred in, senior guys like a King Wade and then other guys as well that have come in and like. So when you have those senior core guys that have been in the organization, going along with a good group of sophomores and a good group of freshmen that are now going to be sophomores and juniors, now that helps the other guys get adapted to the culture and make sure everything flows smoothly.
I've got to ask, as someone who's quarterback biased, you guys know 4 quarterbacks, so you guys tend kind of having a quarterback battle. It's been a while since you guys had. I mean, really, it was Molly's job to lose.
Yeah, we had Marley,
job really
and
for
then,
a couple years
we
now.
have Jaden Rashada, and then even before that, we had a little bit of quarterback competition, and we had Eli Brick Handler, and then you had with Jaden Rashada, and then before that, we had Jerry Johnson and Santino Chavez. So, getting back into a situation like this, we have multiple quarterbacks that could do multiple things, and they're learning the offense is not new to us. So, it's just, tapping back into that muscle memory to make sure that we're giving everybody a full assessment.
Having a new team, quote unquote, like this, does it kind of, as a coach, because especially at this level, a lot of coaching is teaching.
Yeah.
And when you have when you have a veteran team like you had the last couple of years, it leans more management than this. He's still teaching, but it's more management heavy than this. Yeah. Talk about going back into teaching, in that teaching direction with a relatively new team like this.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head as far as what you just said, but also what I said previously, which is our culture is always trying to constantly teach. So when we have, let's say, a veteran group like we had last year, we're not going to rest on our laurels and just be complacent with what we're doing. We're going to actually try to maybe throw more at them in certain situations. So it's always a grind. It's always teaching. It's always getting to that place where we're keeping these guys on the edge, on their toes, so we could, at the end, we're trying to beat elite teams, and that's where we're going to get to. And that's by constantly teaching is how that's going to be accomplished.
You talk about the culture. This team has not lost a league game in the last 5 years, 31 straight, if I have the math right. Talk about keeping a standard. I think the one thing I've noticed with you guys, the times I've been out here and times I've gotten a chance to cover when you guys play, especially league play, there is this standard that you guys have. And it reminds me a lot of when I was at Logan back in the day where we don't lose league games, right? That's it's the non-conference schedule is tough as it is, but when you go into league play, it is this sense of, okay, now you ramp it up even more. Is that similar here, so to say?
No, it is. And then to go along with that is like, we're trying to have that same model just across the board, whether it's in the North Coast section, whether it's in the entire state. We're trying to have that mentality. I don't know if you want to put it on pause while the band comes in.
Oh, you're good. Are they going to march in?
They're going to march in.
That's why I got these mics.
Yeah, okay.
I do want to ask, how hard is it? How talk about the challenge of keeping that standard. Because when you have high school's rosters always fluctuate, obviously, because kids graduate and such. But to keep this streak for as long, 5 years, probably going on 6 this year. Hopefully going on 6 this year for you guys.
Yeah.
Talk about just the challenge of keeping that standard every year with newer guys, maybe some inexperience, some experience. When you lose top guys like you did last year, what's the challenge of that like?
Again, it all starts with just the culture and sustaining that and being transparent with what our expectations are. And it starts in the springtime, and we have the fortune to have these guys in certain classes like throughout the day and spending time, dedicating time in the off season, not just to strength and conditioning, but also making sure that we're keeping the mind right as well. So it gets going on not necessarily year round. They do that. I'm not going to throw that out there that it's a mandatory year round, because it's not. But it's making that desire, making that journey is part of the process, and it starts in January.
The best part is having the marching band come right through.
Absolutely.
I feel like
Absolutely.
That's like when you had the awards and they give you the call.
Yes, yes.
I kind of want to end with this. Last year going to state. What do you take from that state finals run going into the season?
Well, I think it would have showed us, whether it was that state game or whether it was the De La Salle game as well, is the next hurdle we got to get to is finishing in the fourth quarter. So if we finish in the fourth quarter, we start doing that in those elite games, those big games, then that's where we're going to be able to take the next step. Even the St. John Bosco game, for that matter.
This is this program's gone state final 2 the last 3 years. It feels like this is like trying to get over. How hard is it to get over this hurdle? I mean, you guys talk about when you guys enter practice that getting state, it's hard to get to state. And I mean, to be fair, it is. To have done it so fairly frequently, but not be able to get over. A, how disappointing has that been to not be able to get over the hump, but also B, getting there in general, because that's a feat in itself. To be fair.
No, I mean, we're all competitors at the end of the day, both coaches, volunteers, trainers, and players alike. We're competitors, so it is frustrating. I'd lie if it wasn't, but ultimately, what I tell the message is for the team is this: we're not trying to win a state championship per se. It's not about the trophy. It's about playing in December. Because ultimately, we're trying to, at Pittsburg High School in general, but as a football program as well, we're trying to get our players to try to get to the four-year universities, whether it's as a student or a student athlete. We're trying to prepare them for that. And if we're playing in December, that's a win. That's the championship in itself, because nobody else is playing but us, so to speak. So the guys from the college scouts are looking at, they want to evaluate you against a Bosco, against a Lincoln of San Diego, against a San Ramon Valley, against a De La Salle. They want to see you in those championship games. That's what we're striving for, and that's what we're focusing on. Because if we get in that game, I'm enhancing my opportunity to be able to be a college football player. So we just keep our focus on that.
I got to end with this. One thing Xavier was talking about, how special it is playing for this Pittsburgh community. He talked about the community traveling all the way down to LA for the Bosco game.
Absolutely.
And I think people around the country have really seen it. Talk about, from your point of view, you've been here for 3 years, you've been here for a long, but head coach for 3 years. How special is it playing in front of these guys, especially at home on Friday nights?
Oh no, it's fantastic. It certainly is a culture that is exceptional as far as Bay Area high school football goes. And when we talk to college scouts that say aren't familiar with the area, let's say they're new to recruiting, whether they're from the Big 12 or they're from the Pac, no longer the Pac, but the Big 10 and the SEC, they come in here and they're like, well, what are Friday night likes, Coach? What's it like at Empire Stadium? And I tell them, like, well, this is probably as close as you're going to get in the Bay Area to Texas high school football,
right.
Where the town, does in its own way shut down so they can come here. There is going to be 3,000 to 4,000 on the home side. It's going to be a raucous environment, especially when you do have a world-renowned marching show band, and then you got a great cheerleading squad and one of the best leadership organizations out there. It's a testament to the culture of Pittsburgh and the community of Pittsburgh, but also the high school that we have too.
I gotta say, I I don't get to be here so often, but I have seen the videos and just being, you can kind of see it, and it's kind of cool. Charlie Ramirez, head coach, Pittsburgh High School. Thank you so much for joining me, man. Appreciate you so.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Pittsburgh senior Xavier Foxworth. Thank you so much for joining us. First off, how's camp been for you so far?
Camp's been very great. I've been getting better with my drills, my footwork, getting stronger in the weight room, and building my chemistry with my team.
This is a team that, when you think about the run that this team has been for the last couple of years, right? State 2 of the last 3 years. And I want to start with that. What do you take from the state run last year going into the season?
I would say just the bond with my teammates and the intensity we brought to every game, no matter if it was home or away. We would always bring the energy to every game, and we just show up and show out.
This program has been on such a high the last several years. What makes this program so special? What in your opinion, what separates y'all from the rest of a lot of the Bay Area, let alone the Beeville?
For me personally, it's our community and just our Pitt alumni. Like, I've never seen a community like Pitt just show up and support for their football games. Just something as little football games. Even the LA game, our stands was almost as packed as the LA stands, and we was the away team. So I say that our community plays a very big part in our team and our wins.
When you went out of the tunnel every Friday night, especially at home, what's it like just having? Because I mean, you guys really not just have the local spotlight, you guys really have the Bay Area spotlight. If you think about it, what's it like? I mean, I've seen the other schools. I mean, how is it here?
So it's different. Like, you got to be there to just look at everything. The band, even our band plays a big role too.
Your band is pretty lit, I have to admit.
Yeah, we got the #1 band in, I'll say, in the whole state, in the United States, whatever, but they nice.
I gotta ask, this going into this season, this team is a very different core from a year ago, from the last 2 years, really. You know, talk about this new core. You know, Marley is not here, no more Jamar Cersei, no more Julius Wells. What is this? Talk about just losing those guys and how everyone else kind of stepped up.
I would say it's very different, but then we lost a couple weapons, but also we gained a couple weapons, and we still got, I would say, like 4 returners from last year that were starters. 2 of them is RJ Mosley and Truly Bell. And but we for surely got some new guys with some new skill sets. They have their talents, and now we're just working our chemistry with them.
One thing I've noticed with you guys, as someone who back in the day once played for a very dominant school in the area at Logan, one thing I'm curious with you guys have the standard, right? You think about, state 2 of the last 3 years, but as far as locally in the Beeville, this team hasn't lost a league game since 2018. Talk about, in a sense, just keeping that standard, because it seems as if as tough as your non-conference schedule usually is, you guys really kind of seem to ramp it up in league play in your own right. Talk about just kind of keeping that standard for you guys.
I feel like something that'll keep that standard is just our intensity and just our chemistry also still, because even last year, no matter the team, if we knew we was going to win, we're still going to come out 120% every game. Even the teams that we would try to come out for our necks, I mean, it was all love at the end of the day, but we were the better team and we showed that on the field.
Would you say this is a state or bust season? If you consider the momentum you guys have built the last several years, right? Is this season the season that you guys kind of get over that state hump, so to say?
I believe so. This team, something I can say about this team that separates them from last year is that they're very disciplined and they taking what the coaches say to heart, and they apply it to what the coaches are asking.
Awesome. Xavier Foxworth, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
Thank you, man.
Have a blessed one.
You too.